I'm so excited to present this song to you guys. It's called Girl Like Me off my project, Hotels.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you guys for waiting. I appreciate it. I was getting my grandson situated and experiencing just a little bit of technical difficulties this morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday.
I made a profile on Tinder. Send you like me to be with. Think that means I'm getting desperate.
I have to turn the gain down so it doesn't pick up the air conditioner in the back. Good morning to People's Lounge. Good morning, Sharice. Good morning. I thought I seen Miss Young Sniper in first. Good morning, Shady. Good morning, the mean girl. Good morning, Callie Jane. Good morning, Moon Harvester.
I should look like a stripper, wearing fashion over dresses. Why these dudes be so pressed and impressed with you? Leave me with no choice. Oh, I can't do this good girl shit no more.
Good morning, Finesse.
You was wanted something different, still don't know what I was missing. What you asked.
Good morning, Katie.
It ain't right how these hoes be winning, why they be winning. Oh, girl like me, how long they be winning.
That's what's up, bro. Good morning. That's what's up. What's he gonna major in, Darren? Good morning, Mr. Somebody gotta say this shit. What is he majoring in? Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Let me turn these notifications off. Good morning, Eunice. Hey. That's what's up, Darren. Congratulations, bro. I know your wife is I know she's excited. Or well, I should say proud. As she should be, right? Good morning, Miss Indy. Good morning, I chat with who I want. Good morning, Evolve, my Miss Indy. I'm gonna plug your channel too. I didn't see you yesterday, but I remembered that I wanted everybody to sub to and mods. In addition to my backup channels, if you could plug Miss Indy's channel and Poetic Kells. Those are two sisters that have been very supportive of the channel. Eunice, do you still have a channel? Because I don't see you upload anything. Good morning, Tiff Love. Darren, bro, where's your link at? Because you should have a wrench on the main channel. Well, you should really have a wrench on all the channels. But I'm looking at it from the StreamYards app, so I can actually see all of my channels right now. So it's unfortunate that you have to have any more than a backup channel, but at the end of the day, okay, sis, I'll plug that as well. You can go ahead, you can plug that throughout the stream. Okay, because I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming. Okay, probably up until lunchtime. Well, I'm going to try to make it up until lunchtime. Yeah. Well, I'm not surprised, but you know what? One thing, I'm not surprised about these privacy complaints because at the end of the day, one of the things that y'all are not going to do, and that's whether it's Nylah says, whether it's real life is not in cyberspace, whether it's the Black Womenshere podcast, whether it's Grown Folks TV, or whether it's China White. At the end of the day, when you flag a stream for privacy complaints, at the end of the day, it gives you an opportunity. It actually gives you 48 hours for the content creator to make an edit to what the alleged privacy complaint is. And herein lies the problem with that. You don't get to have it both ways. See, it's either that's you in the picture or it's not. It's either it's your bill, your delinquency that's a part of a civil record judgment, or it's not. It's either it's your criminal history or it's not. You don't get to have it both ways. You don't get to come out here and play in other content creators, subscribers, and moderators' faces and say, that's not me, that's not mine, they made a mistake, and then file for privacy. You don't get to do both. Now, you can do both, but we, the people, have decided that when you do that, what that is you co-signing the accuracy. And basically co-signing that the information is factual, right? That it's not just something that I'm pulling out of my ass and showing to the people. You don't get to do both. And for you specifically, Nylah, one of the things that you don't get to do is you don't get to take down all of the videos alleging that there was a privacy complaint and then go live with your doctored receipts. The other thing that you don't get the opportunity to do is you don't get the opportunity to procrastinate. You and your kitchen bitch both have platforms. You have a platform that at the end of the day, if you were not pressed, bitch, there should be no need for you to be flagging at all, bitch, because you shouldn't have to address me. You remember, I'm an underling. Let you tell it, right? There's all this jealousy and all of this envy and all of this competition that only exists in your mind, bitch, because I think you forget I have your unfiltered pictures. So there's nothing to be jealous of. Of that much I assure you. Of that much I assure you. So when it's said and done, and I'm not certain if I'm going to turn this ear off or not, because I can still hear it in the background. At the end of the day, when it's said and done, this is the game that you played last year, where you procrastinated and procrastinated. Did you forget that I have receipts from your moderators that in all likelihood, right, are still moderators? Because the fact of the matter is there are a lot of these bitches around here, right, that want to be where the dick is. They're not following you for anything that has to do with any sort of they're not following you because they're interested in Black history. They're not following you because they're interested in knowledge. They're following you because they know that that's where the Dusties dine. Listen, that's where the Dusties dwell. That's why they're following you. So even in the instance of when and it's not about loyalty, because when loyalty was shown to them, they demonstrated that they don't have any at all. That they are the type of chicks that put penis over everything. And that's just the fact of the matter. So they're not there because they genuinely support you, because you yourself have seen where your moderators was coming and bringing me information. Your other mods were basically telling me that you were deceiving people on Patreon. That's how I actually became Knowledge. That's how I actually became aware of the fact that you had gone to Patreon and had lied to everybody and told people that you didn't know that I was communicating with Bayou Bunny, JV Dessalines, and the Cast Life. And we both know that that's a lie because I dropped the recording, right, and showed the receipts of our text messages where you were 100% aware. So that's one instance, one of 1,100 receipts of you lying, right? Or you getting caught or popped in your lies. But your pattern is the same. And the reason why you flag the same way you flag the channel, see, you didn't magically start pulling receipts out of your ass. See, when I drop receipts, I don't do any editing to the receipts. Unless it's a child's picture or somebody's information that has never been doxed before, kind of like when you dox K Archie, right? Kind of like when you dox when you gave me Blessed One's information to dox her. Kind of like when you exchanged information with me for your niece Outland and her sons, right? So unless it's an instance of where the person has not been doxed before, I don't drop partial receipts and I don't put out receipts and blur out anything because I don't say anything behind the scenes that I can't say to an individual's face. When I drop a receipt, whatever the temperature was on the platform at that time is what it is. And like I said, at the end of the day, I'm woman enough that if I've made a mistake or err in judgment, I will apologize for that. If I don't apologize, then at the end of the day, it's pretty much you can kiss my entire black ass. It was fuck you then, and it is still fuck you. Okay? But you don't get to play this game. You can't have it both ways. And as I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you all the link to, I never disclose all of the channels, right? But I'm going to give you the link to a channel where what I'm going to do is premiere the receipts. And any editing that has to be done, fortunately, right? Because I am actually able to create content and do editing, right? At least basic editing skills. My editing skills are not like on a master's level or not. Hold on for 1 second. Good morning, Kels. Give me 1 second. Hold on, y'all. I had to get his water. He's at the top. At the top. Put the top on when you finish. Put the yeah. Gummy bears. Okay. All you got to do is pull the bag open. Okay. Give me that. That's grandma's candy right there. Give me them Werther's Originals right there. All the rest is yours, okay? Did you eat your cake? You finished with your cake? Okay. Now put your earphones on. Don't pull them too far, okay? You need something else? What?
I try to open the pennies. I try to open and
You was trying to open the bag? Okay. Well, you got it open now. That was it? Okay. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. All right. So, come here. Let me fix your earphones. Come here. Got to pull this tape off. I don't know what grandma keep doing with those scissors. Come here. All right. There you go. Open it up. Okay. All right. Okay. So this is kind of like the way things went before. Good morning, Ronnie Q. Good morning, Jane, the friend awakened. Good morning, Kels. Poetic Kels. Good morning, Neat. Good morning, Rose Bennett. Hanlon, what's up, bro? Yeah, I really have to pace myself and get better with reading the chat. So I'm gonna be going a little bit slower, or at least trying to place myself and get better with reading the chat and keeping up with the chat. Miss Lady 41, good morning. Good morning, Angie. Okay. Yes. So good morning, Macmillan. I'm sorry. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Hypnotic Touch. So that's kind of like the way things went before. Nobody, they didn't want to bring out any receipts, or the receipts. Good morning, Six Figures. Good morning, March Baby. I believe that's an insult to people's intelligence, because that, good morning, Princess, that it takes two people to have a conversation. The only instance of when I've ever seen that happen is when the other person isn't responding. That's the only explanation for that. Good morning, Sexy Star. But at the end of the day, it takes two people to have a conversation. So I don't believe in putting out receipts that make everything look all crimson and clover, when it defies all. First of all, it defies all logic, and it's an insult to your subscribers, other people's subscribers, potential subscribers, as well as other content creators and their moderators and their subs. It's an insult to people's fucking intelligence. It takes two people to have a conversation. Now, I would love to get up here and tell you that everything is all crimson and clover and sunshine and rainbows when it's war, but it's not. And that's just the fact of the matter. War is ugly. It's nasty. And I don't fight just for the sake of fighting, contrary to what everybody believes. Okay. However, when I do fight, I fight to win. I don't believe in giving people who play dirty a clean fight. That's a sure way to get you effed over each and every time. Okay. That's almost a recipe for that. If you think that people that you see with your own two eyes playing certain games, if you think by any stretch of the imagination that you do not have to protect yourself against those type of individuals, myself included, what really makes my arse hurt is people running around here acting like I'm the only chick on this platform that has fell out with people. If that's to be said of me, what's to be said of how many people Nylah has fell out with? What's to be said of how many people Black Womenshere fell out with? What's to be said of how many people China White fell out with? What's to be said of how many people Real Life is not in cyberspace fell out with? What's to be said of how many people Grown Folks TV fall out with? So when it's said and done, why do they get to say, well, look, she's no longer cool with that person. Her and that person don't get along anymore. Her and that person were fighting. What's to be said of all the people that they've fallen out with? Are they still cool with everybody that they were once cool with? No, they're not. So it's sheer hypocrisy. And you're going to be called out on it, point blank, period. Good morning to Queen Rules. Good morning, Miss Philadelphia. See something. Good morning, beautiful soul. So and that's just that's just it. They do the same thing, but want to point the finger. Oh, look at her. She fought with this person. She fought with that person. Okay, so you want me to offer you an explanation as for why a bitch proved herself to be a snake and why I gave the bitch the benefit of the doubt? only to get snaked by the bitch? Is that what you want me to do? Well, I can't do that. The only person on this platform I'm accountable for, the only actions I can be accountable for are my own. I'm responsible and accountable for what I say. I'm responsible and I'm accountable for what I do. And because this is my platform, if it happens on my platform, I accept responsibility for it. If there's somebody that gets on my panel and they dox somebody, it's my responsibility as a content creator to hide the live stream immediately if it means ending the live stream. See, I've never been pressed for views because I've always gotten views. And that's not me being arrogant. I'm just telling you the facts. You don't get 2 million minutes in watch time and grow channels from the ground up the way I did in 28 days because you don't get views. That doesn't happen. I don't buy subscribers and I don't buy views. I don't mind earning my view. I don't mind earning my click and my view. I don't mind earning my subscription. I don't mind giving people something for their financial contribution, whether that's entertainment, whether it's true crime content, whether it's content on narcissism, it doesn't matter. I don't expect for people to throw me their coinage simply because I hit the live stream button and show up. And it's not indicative of me not recognizing my value because I know what my value is. That's why I don't have a Patreon. I have one set up. It's been set up for quite some time. If I'm not mistaken, it was last year. But there's a reason why I don't plug that Patreon, because I don't have anything on that Patreon that I would consider worthy of my subscribers and my core supporters, my solid supporters. I don't believe that I have content or have put together content that's worthy of their coinage. When I do that, I will plug my Patreon. Because if I subscribe to somebody's Patreon or if I join somebody's membership, guess what? I will burn your chat room down. Everybody on your panel, right? I will tear your panel down for my coin. You're not just going to give me anything, and I'm not going to settle for mediocrity if I'm paying. Sorry, not sorry. Okay? When I'm feeling generous and I just want to give money away and not expect anything in return, in the city of Philadelphia, there are lots of homeless people or people that are in need. I can go volunteer at a soup kitchen and gift that person some sort of gift card. Okay? Point blank, period. Good morning, Brandy. Brandy woke me up. She didn't wake me up this morning, but she sent me that morning text. I love you, sis. You know what I mean? She sent me that morning text. But yeah, you know, when it's said and done, this is like a specific modus operandi that these people use. So again, why are you, if you're going around telling other people, oh, that's not me, those are not my receipt, that's not me, that's somebody else. Okay, well, why are you filing privacy complaints? If that's not you in the photograph, why are you filing for privacy complaints? Are you or are you not aware that when you file a privacy complaint, YouTube gives you 48 hours, right, to edit what may be causing the complaint? That's why they give you the timestamps. Is there some reason why the individuals that are in the title, why the video that was flagged for privacy would be at the minute mark where I'm talking about you, if what I'm showing is not true? You don't get to have it both ways. The only reason why China White in real life is not in cyberspace, his name is not in the title, is because it wouldn't fit. So again, you don't get to have it both ways. And if it's one thing I take serious receipts. Now, if somebody is on, and the other thing, let's talk about the manipulation of previous live streams. Do you realize that people, sometimes content creators, when they're on the same team, that they get behind the scenes and collaborate as to what to tell we the people. I'm going to use the air quotes, we the people. They're planning in advance what they're going to do. They're controlling what you see and what you're privy to. So there's a reason why I don't buy into that. I'm sorry. When it comes to something somebody said on a panel about a person that they're no longer cool with, you don't get to go back and dig up archaic footage and say, listen, this is what this person's. Okay, well, bitch, that was then. This is now. I liked you then. I don't like you now. I didn't recognize you were a snake, and I have seen you shed your skin right before my eyes. Now get the fuck on. What part about that are you remedial broads not understanding? Again, nobody has to write you a dossier. I don't have to get up here on the YouTube streets and write a goddamn essay every time I decide to cut a chick off, or every time I decide to cut a dude off. Point blank, period. It's really just that simple with me. So he wanted to run to his channel and make a big deal out of the fact that, I said I like, okay, what part about that didn't you understand? I said that I liked Candy. The fact of the matter is I had always liked Candy. Okay? I said I did not like Lady Lie. Why do you need further explanation for that, sir? You can't seem to explain why the hair include down to the follicle in the middle of your head is missing. You can't for some whatever reason. You have no justifiable explanation as to why you've been in a hotel room the entire time that I've known you, but you're online sticking your nose in business where it doesn't belong. But nonetheless, you're not able. And in the time that I've known you since the summer of 2019, you have not been able to generate enough coinage to move out of that motel room into at least an efficiency, right? But you're concerned about my living arrangements when you don't have a gas or an electric bill in your name. But you're concerned about where I'm living. They want an explanation. How much plainer can it get? I said I did not like the way she and here's the other thing. Chucky and the Jokey last night are saying, you didn't want that smoke with Tommy. You didn't go at Tommy like that. At the end of the day, I was here as a subscriber on this platform when Tommy Sotomayor uploaded his first video. Why do you think when he came into the chat, I acknowledged him as Mr. Controversy? I remember when Tommy was doing true crime commentary, when he would do local news stories every day. I was here when Tommy started on the platform. Tommy was here before there was a manosphere. So again, when you start talking about history, you don't know what you're talking about. So why would I, if I'm in opposition to the manosphere, which is, okay, here's the thing, here's the gist of how things went, since you want to know history, right? Hey, Fashionista, good morning. Okay. When it comes to the whole manosphere thing, there was no manosphere when Tommy Sotomayor first got here. Okay. And his name he went by the name of Sotomayor. And he also had a channel where he was like Mr. Controversy. And then he had his little ether themes, where when you would hear that beat drop, that ether beat drop, you would know he was getting ready to drag somebody, right? But over time, whatever the case was, in my opinion, the rhetoric became anti-Black woman, because there was a time when Tommy was basically antagonizing Black women with non-Black women. But at the end of the day, he did true crime stories on things that happened, on things that Black people did in the Black community that was toxic and dysfunctional. That's the reason why, at the end of the day, I think a lot of people were watching Tommy Sotomayor. At that time, his only competitor was And he pretty much was biting off of what Tommy was doing. Tommy used to call him, and I'm going to tell you how far I'm going to take you back. Tommy used to call him Big Swole. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Phil of the Advice Show. The one that's running around here, Mr. Pro-Black himself. But back then, right, Tariq Nasheed wasn't creating pro-Black content. And STL, if you in the clouds, go on and drop out because I'm going to talk about your daddy. Come up here and give me some of that throat if you in the bushes. Anywho, but back then, Tariq Nasheed wasn't teaching. He wasn't talking pro-Black. He was teaching Black males how to manipulate Black women, how to be predatory on Black women. Back then, Tommy was he started it with the true crime in real time. Oh, six figure, I'm gonna take them back. See, but they don't like this type of teaching. Don't ask no questions that you're not ready for. You think I'm new. You think I just popped up out of the cloud some damn where. I assure you I have not. So, who was it? And you got Lovely. And back then, who else used to do true crime before she started doing celebrity gossip was Lovely T.I. She would go live and say, y'all, we in Ratchet, Florida today. So it was them three that I remember. First, it was Tommy, right? And then it was kind of like the Phil of the Advice Show, who Tommy used to always get into dust-ups with because Tommy accused him of stealing his shit, in which he was back then, right? He was piggybacking off of what Tommy was doing. He was not talking pro-Black bullshit then, right? He was calling Black women the same thing Tommy was. Tommy was calling us hair-hatted hooligans, and Big Swole, Phil of the Advice Show, with the non-Black wife that ain't nobody find out about, right? Until they doxed them or whatever, right? Back then, he was calling Black women things like wild hyena hood rats. That's what he was doing before he turned pro-Black. At that point in time, Tariq Nasheed, pro-Blackism wasn't coming out of his mouth. He was actually promoting. Tariq Nasheed was the trailblazer for all of that going to another country. These dudes around here ain't saying nothing new. Tariq Nasheed was the trailblazer for all of that go to another country and get you a non-Black woman. To go to the Dominican Republic and all of those places like that. Those are just the facts. But he was here before there was a manosphere. He was almost, you might as well say, the blueprint for the damn manosphere. Now, when you talk about individuals like Minister Jap, listen, I remember Angry Man was here first. Angry Man helped Minister Jap build his platform. How do I know that? Because at that time, I was a supporter of, I was not a content creator. I was a subscriber and a moderator over in the swirler divestment community. So yes, we knew we literally had a list that went around. I want to see if I can find that list too. If I can find that list of all the men we put on this list that we used to call the He-Man Black Woman Haters Group. If you think I'm lying, why don't you ask Tommy? If you think I'm lying or making things up or pulling things out of my ass, why don't you go over there and ask Angry Man? Why don't you go over there and ask Minister Jack? These are not content creators that Minister Jack and Angry Man, I've been knowing them for years. These are not content creators. I met them in the Viper Pit. But what was formerly known as the Viper Pit over there with Bomb Cherry. Because there was a time when Bomb Cherry was the only content creator in this entire sector that would allow me on their panel. Because a lot of these people were terrified to let me on the panel. Bomb is the only one that allowed me to come onto her panel, be myself. Now, it's come to my attention that there are a lot of things going on in the Viper Pit that I wasn't aware of because, again, I've been doing my own thing on my own platform. Bomb is the queen of that camp. So whatever is going on over there, it was heartbreaking for me to hear certain things or it was mind-blowing to me. I was flabbergasted to find out her and Danini were not on good terms, that they have fallen out. Again, if they ever decide, because that is my origin on this platform, right? And I'm going to pay homage to its due. Here's the thing. There's a lot of people running around here telling you that they know me. We know. You don't know. You don't know shit. You think you do. You don't know me. People in the Viper Pit know me. Okay? People like Lord Gaelic, people like Warren, Danini, Bomb Cherry, even if you want to talk about Rude, these are people that have known me for years. So all of these people running around, oh, I know her. No, you don't. I don't fucking know. I don't know you. Who are you? Where did you come from? If you go over there to Angry Man and say, Angry Man, do you know Cluster B? He might not recognize right off the rip when you say Cookie. If you say Angry Man, do you know Cluster B? Go over there, ask Minister Jap, say, Minister Jap, do you know somebody named Cluster B? A content creator over there in that sector? See what he tell you. Go over there, ask the Grinch. Go over there, ask Mr. Fantastic. I'm just telling you what it is. So you got a lot of people running around here talking about they know me as if I just, or she just popped up like she just popped up out of the cloud. No, I didn't. Okay? But back then, that is what Tommy did. He did commentary on everyday stories where Black children were molested, Black children were beaten to death, women that were moving men in their house and their children were being violated, or the children were being murdered by these dudes. That is the type of content that he did. At some point, it became to where it became anti-Black woman, in my opinion, where he went through this little phase where he was worshiping white women. And that's just the fact of the matter. Okay, but he was actually one of the first content creators on this platform, him and Lovely T.I. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was Tommy first, then it was Lovely T.I. that did actual true crime. But they would do it on the instead of covering the court trials, the way that they would do it was they would use snippets from the local news, and it would be in different places. And then Phil of the Advice Show jumped in on it and started doing that type of content. Tariq Nasheed, again, at that time, Tariq Nasheed was doing macking stuff. Y'all don't remember what is that show where Tariq Nasheed, they didn't even know, where Monique had the not the Bad Girls Club. What the hell is the name of that? Charm School. See, some of y'all may not know that Tariq Nasheed made an appearance. This is before all the pro-Blackism. Tariq Nasheed made an appearance on Charm School because the objective for the girls was to pick out the air quotes elite man. Tariq Nasheed was on that show. Have you read his books? The Art of Macking and stuff? I did. I think if I'm not mistaken, I read those books back in 2005 or 2004, where he broke down different types of Black women, different types of women that well, I'll just say women, but when you read, if you read the book, you would know it was stereotyping Black women into different categories. This pro-Blackism stuff didn't come until after the fact, much after the fact. So I find it quite interesting that he gets to come back and rewrite history and call women things like bed wenches, when back then he was promoting interracial dating. I'm telling you for a fact what I seen with my own two eyes. I seen Zoe Williams from the 51 Goddamn 50 show, Tariq Nasheed, and goddamn Tommy Sotomayor having goddamn breakfast. How do I know that? Because those were not Zoe Williams, right? Now, Corey Holcomb might have been somebody that we wrote off as an anti-Black woman, having anti-Black woman rhetoric or Black woman bashing rhetoric. But back then, I'm telling you what I seen with my own two eyes. I seen them at Tommy's house. This is before they fell out, sitting at outside having, if you think I'm lying, ask them. Having goddamn lunch, breakfast, whatever the hell they was having. Because at that time, yes, that got a lot of our attention because we had put him and Tariq on the damn He-Man Black Woman Haters Club. And the list was altered. Sergeant Willie Pete, all of those dudes. Angry Man was once on it. Angry Man was on it. Minister Jack was on it. These are just the facts. So I find it interesting, like I said, that he's running around here calling black women stuff like beard wenches. And at one time, so was Phil of the Advice Show. But the thing is, nobody knew that his wife wasn't black. And that's just the fact of the matter. And when it was discovered that his wife was black, yes, that did kind of like go viral. Because you've been calling black women things like black hyena hood rats. A lot of people don't know these people's history because they reinvent themselves. The same thing that they accuse me of, but it's interesting, right? My rhetoric hasn't changed. Why is it that you can go on one of my channels, right, from 2-3 years ago, and the same goddamn thing is coming out of my mouth? Why is that? No, I haven't reinvented myself. Do you know the reason why why it started being okay for people to call me Cookie? Is because when they doxed me, that's what came out. That they realized that was my real nickname. I never told anybody, not even members of the Viper Pit, that my name was Cookie. That was my real nickname. That everybody calls me that. That came out when I was doxxed because that's on my Facebook page. So it's not some pseudo persona I created for myself. So I'm like, okay, well, now that it's out there, fuck it. Listen, and they ran with the whole narrative. Oh, okay, no, she trying to. First of all, I've never watched not a single goddamn episode of of Empire. Not a single episode. Nor that I have the slightest interest to. Okay, that's to me is no different. I don't watch. First of all, I seldom watch television, much less those type of shows. I've never watched an episode of Empire. Am I familiar with it and the characters? Yes, absolutely. I think everybody is. But the narrative that Nylah spun, right, was that I had created this image of myself as this queen pin or something like that. No, I didn't. No, when you can't put my information out and say, look, this is her record. She's a drug dealer. She went to prison for 8 years, and then say I'm creating this persona for Cookie off of a goddamn television. Shit, I would have loved for the bitch to replace me for those 8 years that I can never get back. But you don't get to have it both ways. You can't say, Cluster is a drug dealer. Look at her record. Look at all these arrests for drugs. And then turn around and tell people I'm creating this goddamn persona of myself. Like, again, I'm used to the hypocrisy with these freaking people. But at the end of the day, nobody knew my name was Cookie until I got doxxed. And the interesting thing is that I doxed Suge, right? And Suge in turn doxed me. At that time, we did not know each other. But because I was rocking and riding with Nylah and Taz, I doxed him. And he doxed me back. That's how they found out my name was Cookie. Because they got my Facebook, page. Okay? So, yeah, I'm sorry. Listen, they ain't gonna like this type of teaching. But when it comes to content creators on this platform, if you think I've reinvented myself or I'm any different or I operate any different, listen. If you think that I was ever some concubine, what do you know who came up with the term chat room concubines? Yours truly. And now I remind you, I'm an artist, so I'm sensitive about my shit. That these raggedy bitches have stolen. Okay? These bitches have stolen my intellectual property. But I don't lack creativity, bitch, because if you steal something from me, I'm going to get even more creative. I like to be creative. I like to be innovative. And I like to be original with shit. So I don't mind. I consider it basically, it's the highest form of flattery to me. Because the thing about being creative is that you don't stop creating. I can watch anything or listen to anything and find inspiration in it. Okay? Point blank, period. Good morning, Heat Wave. I just, you know what, Heat Wave, I just want you to know I appreciate that it was almost like your story that you told the other night about your mom. That was so inspiring, and what it did, honestly, what it did for me is that it lets you know, it's like a reminder that you never know what somebody's journey is. So you always have to be mindful of that, because you don't know what a person has been through based on an avatar. So I thank you for sharing that story. Okay. So when it's said and done, it's like they don't really know, I don't always bring up, I don't go live and say, I know this content creator. I know that content creator. I know, but I do know a lot of content creators and a lot of big content creators, a lot of successful YouTubers. Yes. So when Chucky in a joke, he said, why didn't you go after Tommy? Why would I want to lose a channel to Soto Nation? Why would I've been watching the man his entire career on YouTube. Why would I want to do that? Okay, that makes no fucking sense. Moreover, I'm aware of his rhetoric. It's the polar opposite of mine. So why would I do that? Okay, didn't you see? And you talk about me being a clout chaser. If I was a clout chaser, Tommy was in the chat talking about coming onto his show. I would have jumped at that opportunity. My content, or because he was joking in the chat about the fact that it's more content creators than his actual content. That's how I knew for certain it was him and not a troll account, because that's his sarcasm. But I'm aware of what the man has been doing the entire time, and I'm telling you, he was the blueprint for the goddamn manosphere. There was no manosphere, and when the manosphere rose up in ranks, it was Angry Man, Obsidian, Mumia Ali, and O'Shea Duke Jackson. Oh, listen, and O'Shea Duke Jackson, yes, he had his time when he was fucking worshiping goddamn non-black women. So when I started seeing these guys with black women, I was kind of like flabbergasted, like, what the hell is going on? Because I don't know whether they was doing that to antagonize black women. I don't know. Don't care what the reason was. But I know that O'Shea, Obsidian, Angry Man, Tommy, all of them, the manosphere, Tommy is, if you put Tommy at the top of the little triangle, I don't care what anybody says or who tells you who was here first. I'm telling you who was here first. Okay? And what I said was, as far as ranking, like as far as like the black part of YouTube, I'm not beef sector, black sector. I'm talking about before there was these little sectors. At the top of that little pyramid, right? You had Tommy Sotomayor. Then it was Lovely T.I. and Phil of the Advice Show. The other shows that came into play were all after the fact. I remember when Angry Man and Tommy had a dust up on Twitter. When Angry Man used to do pre-recorded videos before you had the ability to go live. I remember when Minister Jap first started his show, he didn't even know how to do any of that. But at that time, that was Angry Man's right hand. Then Obsidian. I know who these men are, because when you talk about men like Obsidian, I used to drag his little leprechaun in the hood looking ass all through these YouTube streets. Yes, I used to go over there and troll their chats. There used to be a time when, listen, if I typed the dot in their chat, I would get blocked. If I typed a die, the mods would just be they would scope me out from the rip. I don't care. I wouldn't get a chance to say anything, much less them let me on a panel. No, they just wouldn't do it. Now they probably would, and now they would, and occasionally you'll see them come into the chat. So that's the reason why I say you can operate in a space with people. Your content, right, can be the polar opposite of theirs. It's possible for you to do content without attacking the damn content creator. They make it about attacking the person simply because you have opposing viewpoints. You can do content and express your view in opposition to another person. Me and Kendra D's our rhetoric is the polar opposite. So how do we exist in the same space without constantly having dust-ups, without constantly doing videos? It's a matter of respect. That is her thing. She does her thing. I do mine. I don't have to agree with what she says. People see you greet somebody or see you show respect to somebody, and the first thing that they do is assume, oh, you cool, you cool. Like what is wrong with y'all? That shit is weird to me. It's weird. But yes, you can, sometimes you'll see Grinchy Boy. I call him Grinchy Boy. You think me and Grinch ain't never have no beef? You want to know how me and Grinch got into a beef? Defending Mika B. This was goddamn 3 years ago. Defending Mika B and damn Kendra D. Why? Because at that time, I used to just attack them when I seen them in the chat. Because they had the opposite, their rhetoric was the opposite of ours. I was more divestment minded and a supporter of black women dating interracially. That's never changed. Do you realize that even when I was with the pro-blacks, I said, I don't give a fuck what you think. I believe black women should explore their goddamn options and not sit around with their thumb up their asses waiting for black men to get it together. They're not doing it for you. Why can't you date who the fuck you want to? I don't care what they think about it or what they feel. They don't care about your feelings or what you think or feel. You can create content that's the polar opposite without attacking that individual. Do you realize that if me and Kendra D cross paths right now in the YouTube streets, it will be nothing but salute and respect? That's it. She does her content, I do mine. She has her platform, I have mine. It's a matter, these people lack common respect and decency. But they demand it from other people. You can't demand shit you don't give. Point blank, period. So how preposterous is it? Well, the question would be, a Jokey and Chucky, why did Chucky stop going after Tommy? Because he values his channel, right? So why the fuck would I sacrifice my channel to fucking Soto Nation when I know what the fuck is going to happen? I have enough trolls as it is and enough ops on the platform. Do you know, listen, talk about, listen, story time. Do you know how many times me and STL got into it in the damn Viper Pit about his damn YouTube, your YouTube daddy? Didn't I had to drag your YouTube daddy? Listen, I'm about to show a video where I'm dragging your YouTube daddy. Listen, he wanted to jump on the bandwagon when it was time to talk about Tommy, but oh Lord, Shan, when I started talking about his YouTube daddy, Tariq Nasheed, oh, he had to, wait a minute, let me stop you right there. No, ain't gonna be no stopping. We gonna really get the fuck into it, Negro. Point blank, period. You know how many times we done had run-ins in the damn Viper Pit where we just go back and forth for hours talking about different stuff? No, so yeah, I'm familiar with these content creators and that I know you do, shit. So yeah, so you can do content without talking about the content creator. You don't have to make now the beef sector is completely different. That's just what they do. That's the nature of their sector. So but yeah. A lot of they probably got new guys in the manosphere. Unless somebody brings it to my attention, I don't go over there and try to force them dudes to see it my way and force them into sin. Listen, a lot of the broads that do that, what they really want is, at the end of the day, some of them don't even really want to date interracially. They want a black dude, but for whatever reason, they feel rejected. And I think the true is same of some of those brothers over there. I'm not talking about the ones that are sick beyond any healing whatsoever. I'm not talking about those that are personality disordered or is something wrong with them. They're broken beyond repair. I really believe that the issue with a lot of them is, at the end of the day, the thing, depending on what era you come from, the millennials more so have, they have more of a voice and more awareness to certain things. Back then, when I was a child, right, you could not talk about certain things that happened in your life and in your family. You couldn't be truthful about that. You had to put on an act. And I believe that a lot of people are still doing that. Not only are they not acknowledging the dysfunction and the toxicity that exists in the black community, they don't acknowledge the shit that's in their own family. If they make a mistake, whether it's regarding their parenting, whether it's regard as personal choices that they make, they don't want to be held accountable for it. Or either they don't want to acknowledge it, they want to point the finger and blame some goddamn body else. Instead of acknowledging, okay, this is the issue here, and this is some shit that I need help with that's beyond my ability to help. So let me go seek out professional help from whatever source it's available from, right? So I think a lot of there's a lot of them are probably hurting. They may be scorned, and they may be stuck. If you've ever gone through the healing process, then you know that there's a point where you're angry. And sometimes the anger is a mask for the pain that's under the surface. And you don't want to deal with the pain because the shit hurts. Even though it may be an emotional pain, even though it may be a psychological scar, it feels like it's a physical pain. And it doesn't feel good. Nobody wants to have to go back and relive their goddamn childhood. Nobody wants to say that, hey, my mother fucked up, my father wasn't there. Nobody wants to do all of that. Everything now is about image and looking good in appearance, but that's the reason why you have the dynamics that you have. And it's really just as simple as that. You know? Good morning, Tashmel. Good morning, True Freeman Arts and Crafts, aka Crafty. Good morning, Sheila M. Shan. Hold on. Sorry, just trying to go through the chat. Good morning, everybody that came in. You know, so good morning, Dimitri 6166. But yeah, me and STL had many a fights, many a night about his YouTube daddy. He want to talk about something. He gave out book bag. Nigga, fuck them book bags. Goddamn nigga done made 5,100 goddamn documentaries. Traveling the goddamn country for shit that you could have read in the goddamn library. Yeah, I said the shit. I said the shit after the nigga made the first goddamn documentary because I had been watching the people that were in the goddamn documentary on YouTube. Why the fuck would I pay for some goddamn documentary when I could go to YouTube and see Dr. Francis Cress Welsing? When I could go see Dr. Ben? When I could go listen to Khalid Muhammad, and he didn't have Khalid Muhammad in there, but yeah, all that stuff. I done been through that whole phase with the pro-black is point blank period. My opinion is, listen, I said what I said. You don't see, here's the thing, you see a sprinkle. Listen, Six Figures, how did Dr. Ben die? Didn't Dr. Ben die in a nursing home? Didn't Tariq Nasheed, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing was how brilliant of a woman was she? How did Dr. Frances Cress Welsing die? Didn't Tariq Nasheed donate $1,000 to bury for her funeral expenses? Yes, he did. And that's just the gist of it. Dr. Ben died in a nursing home. These are people, right, Hanlon? He died in hospice. These are people that dedicated their life. They could have had a very comfortable, cushy goddamn life. They chose not to. And look at what the end was. That's just the fact of the matter. Were people going to cater to Dr. Ben in his last days? No, they weren't. But they're up here on the platform regurgitating his content. Dr. John Henry Clark. How long have people been? Is there anything that you're hearing now? Neely Fuller. Is there anything that you're hearing now that we've never heard before? Is what I'm saying. No, what you have is regurgitated content with a different spin on it. You can hear it it's a different voice, same hustle. How about that part? I said what I said. When you look around, you don't see, you think you can build something with Black folks, try it, have at it, and let me know how that works out. Basically, I look at what happens with a lot of content creators is really no different than what happens when you try to do you realize that basically when you have a platform, moreover, if you have a monetized platform, or if you accepted any type of monetary contributions, is that not a business, or is that not a hustle? It's the pro-Black hustle. Try to build something with these Negroes. Try to show them your progress, or let them get wind that you're making progress, that your platform is growing, that your audience is expanding. Sorry, not sorry. You have about a handful of non-Black people sprinkled into this damn sector. You don't get to blame them for shit that Black people are doing. Don't talk to me about no pro-Black shit. I've been pro-Black the majority of my life until I came across the message of the divestment community. I've been pro-Black the majority of my damn life, at least the majority of my adult life. No, it's not the system, it's these Negroes. Sorry, not sorry, I said what I said. Go try to build something with them. Do you realize that a lot of what unfolds on this platform is done as the result of jealousy and envy? The personification of hypocrisy. If they can't build it, they want to fucking destroy it. If you can build it, they will seek to destroy it if they can't build it. If they don't get the attention, or if they're not in the spotlight, they're going to make sure you're not in the spotlight. That's why if you're waiting for any of these mofos to get your shine on, well, you would be mistaken. If you think you don't have to be ambitious and ruthless, you better think again. Try creating a channel and let your platform grow organically. I have not bought any subscribers or anything else like that. I've grown my audience organically despite losing multiple channels, and despite the fact that I show them I can do it. I don't need anything. I do it dolo. The majority of the people in my chat that have been subscribed to me and are solid supporters have been for years, know that. I don't need any of these people. Who was on panels with me? So even when you have been down in the trenches, even when you have built your shit organically, you're still going to have somebody telling you ain't worthy. Listen, I'm more worthy than you are. Okay, well, when you put them to the test, when it's crunch time, What do you resort to? Oh, okay, I can't go toe to toe with her, so let me dox this hoe. Let me dox her kids. Do you know how long I went through that shit before I said, listen, this is, I don't know what you thought this was, but this is not that. If you dox me, I'm doxing your ass back. Point blank, period. Let me show y'all something. And one of the things about being one of the things about when you are a mom, right? You tend to become excellent at documenting things. So during the time, that's why I said people running around. Let me close this up, y'all. Let me close out some of these windows. People running around. I'm gonna show you something from, if I'm not mistaken, it may be 2018 or 2019. I'm going to show you this receipt here and show you how far back I've been around these YouTube streets. Okay, just to give you a glimpse of it. I have to tap into these other folders, and I'm about to close down in about 15 minutes, and I'll be back once I feed my grandson his lunch and put him down for his nap and spend a little time with him. I'll be back in a couple of hours. Yep, we're about to eat lunch. You want to eat lunch? We're gonna have be having tacos. But you know, you can only go through so much of that before you get fed up. Now, nobody said it was right.
We're about to take that.
Nobody said it was right, and I've never, y'all, that shit down Uncle Ty gave you. Nobody said it was right, but I had to learn that loyalty on YouTube doesn't mean loyalty in reality. So when I came on YouTube, when I became a content creator and started dealing with other content creators, subscribers, and moderators, my mindset was the same loyalty that you would have in reality, you have on YouTube. And I got a crash course. And that's not the way that it works on this joint. It just don't work that way. And that's something I had to learn, that YouTube loyalty and real loyalty is YouTube loyalty and loyalty on YouTube does not mean the same thing. This chick right here, this is the email, right? That you remember I told you I was doxxed by an older woman, and that I believe was receiving information from the Black Womenshere podcast. And I'm going to let you see this date. Now, there's only one way I could have came into the possession of this receipt, and that's if she gave it to me, right? Because I couldn't get access to her email. She would have had to given it to me. Okay? This is the chick that doxed me here. It was her and Black Womenshere. And I can't say definitively, but what I will say is at the time that I was doxxed initially, Lolita and Leah CS were basically Black Womenshere's right hand. The Black Womenshere's podcast, they were like her, they were her co-host. So during the time that my information was put out, they were in her camp. That is where I first came across Crystal Swirls. I've had beef with Crystal Swirls on here when she first created her channel before the viral video. Do you realize that me and Bomb Cherry did commentary on Crystal Swirls the day after her viral video? Okay, Bomb lost that channel. Obsidian flagged that channel. Okay, Bomb has also lost a couple of channels. Has quite a few channels. Okay, so you all know there's no way I could get, this is an official, and this is how far back it goes. Okay, for all you techie people, right? That is out the box, right? That's her up there, right? Ain't that her old avatar? That's why the messages between me and her Her name was saved in my phone because I gave her and Black Womenshere my personal phone number. I called her out, and I've never doxed this woman before, despite the fact that she doxed me, right? 3 years ago. Her and Black Womenshere. But I'm also going to show you where Black Womenshere doxed her. Okay? This is an email to Crystalline Karazin from Black Womenshere. I don't have to make up lies and tell you I've had dust-ups with this person or dust-ups with that person. Again, like I said, y'all call the chick nosy hoe. I don't know her about that. I know her about Sunshine. And I know that she came in through Crystalline Karazin's camp. With her and Kendall. If I'm not mistaken, in the early part of 2019. Crystalline Karazin had gone into the Viper Pit. Whatever happened or whatever unfolded in the Viper Pit, she went to her platform and basically the perception was that she had thrown the Black Womenshere podcast, who, keep in mind, only came to Crystalline's attention because she had got into it with Cynthia G and Nylah. She had basically got attacked on their platform. When Black Womenshere came to, and anybody in the Viper Pit, everybody in the Viper Pit knows, or what was formerly known as the Viper Pit, knows I'm telling the truth. Okay? Crystalline Karazin went back to her platform, and she was upset about what had happened when she was in the Viper Pit. And she was expressing frustration because of women sending her things that she perceived to be pulling her back into the muck and mire. Okay? No, when she's saying call off your dogs, she's talking to Crystalline Karazin. Because at that time, the trolls had started coming for Out the Box. That is the reason why I helped the bitch. Because she was a senior citizen, right? I say it all the time. I was disarmed by her gender, and I was disarmed by her age. And I just saw her as an older woman, believing that she was old and feeble, and there were all these people on YouTube coming for this lady. And I had knew her from those spaces. I didn't know her personally, but I knew of her from those spaces. So I said something to them about it. Or I called them out on certain things. Everybody in the Viper Pit knows I'm not lying. I came to meet. She introduced me to the people in the Viper Pit. This is Crystalline responding, saying, honestly, I have no idea who these dogs are that you speak of. I truly regret you feel as hurt and snubbed as you do. I am remorseful that I lost my temper and it affected you negatively. Do you realize that this woman did not show me this email until after I had gone after these women? See, back then, I didn't know that you have people that develop these fixations on other YouTubers and just stalk them. I had to actually experience that before it became evident to me that, yes, there are people that do that. There are people that have been following me the entire time I've been a content creator. From the time I made the shift from creating content on personality disorders, talking about my origin of dysfunction, working through, right, my traumas. When I made the shift from that to defend this broad, that this is not my original content here. My original content was talking about child abuse, child molestation, personality disorders, mental health issues, and bringing awareness to domestic violence. That was the core of my content. It did not make the shift until I helped this woman. Okay? Her and Black Womenshere. I knew nothing about these women's histories. I knew nothing about Black Womenshere's history. When she was introduced to the swirler and divestment community by way of Crystalline Karazin's platform. And because she came through Crystalline Karazin's platform, we believe that she was trustworthy. Another person that can vouch for my story is my moderator, Metaphysical Life Mastery, because she was there. She and I both used to be in the chat room when Crystal Swirls was on the panel telling us about these escapades she would have with white dudes and the things that they would do. Nobody knew not to trust this chick, not to give her your phone number, not to give her your email address or any of that shit because the bitch was a doxer. Nobody knew that. We believed that she was cool because she came through Crystalline's platform. And that's just the fact of the matter. Thank you, Mike. I know you did. I know you. That's why I said when people go around and say, oh no, there are people that when I call people my solid day one subscribers that have been here for the duration, through the doxing, through everything, that know I'm not lying, I mean just that. It doesn't make sense for people to constantly run with the narrative that I just popped out of the sky from nowhere, or that I was ran off from some other sector when I've been here the entire time. So like I said, they not going to like this type of teaching. Do you see when that is? And about a month into me defending this lady, I told her, okay, we've made our point. We've called out problematic behaviors, because it was my position that why are we hearing rhetoric coming out of Black women's mouths that we would hear in the manosphere? There's a reason why I made a public apology to Kendall. Do I expect her to accept it? Absolutely not, because Kendall's a dark wisdom woman. So I don't expect her to accept the apology. But it was necessary because I had not dealt with, it was ignorant, due to ignorance and probably arrogance, because I had not dealt with Black women in the way that she had. I don't know if I wanted to believe that Black women were capable of the things that she was calling women out on. I didn't see that at that time. So yes, it was necessary, and I am woman enough to make a public apology if I disrespect or offend another woman. I'm not beyond that. I'm not uncheckable. According to Black Womenshere, she's uncheckable. I'm not uncheckable. There's checks and balance with everything. If the most powerful person in the country has checks and balances in place, what makes them the exception? They shouldn't be. So Mike was here. There were people in my chat that are, when I say my solid subscribers, there are people that have been following me for years. I didn't just get here or just fall down from some sky into this sector. Okay? A month into me defending this woman, she wouldn't, when I said, listen, we have to get back to helping the sister and kind of like, to get back on, we have to start having actual topics and getting back. We've already made the point. I addressed Sunshine, the one you know as Nosy Ho Academy or Nosy Ho, whatever. I addressed her, addressed Kendall St. Charles, and addressed Crystalline Karazin. At that point, it was time to move on. She didn't want to do that. I thought actually that this was a woman that was actually a good staunch supporter of Crystalline. I didn't realize the entire time that this broad was actually jealous and envious of her. and was trying to do things to sabotage her intentionally. I didn't realize that. I didn't know anything about Black women's history. The Black Woman Spheres podcast history. I thought that she was somebody that was pro-Black woman, because that is when she came through Crystallina's camp, that is what was put out there, that she was Black woman first. Not pro-Black first, but Black woman first. That is what got the attention of Crystalline Carrison. I have a damn conversation where Nylah and me are recorded having the fucking conversation. Metaphysical life mastery used to go by the name of Cosmic Jewels. Nobody has any reason to lie on these people. And when I tell you I have receipts, if I say I have a receipt, I have it. You know? So there are people that have been here for the duration. Hey, Tracy. Right, Mike. And see, they always try to make it seem like, oh, she glorifies. No, I did not glorify. I did not glorify prison. What happened, what I did was, when they put that out there and tried to, do you realize that at one time this channel was your favorite felon? Why did I do that? Is that glorifying prison? No, it's not. It's owning what my story is and not allowing people to use that as a tool to shame me or to tell me that I'm not worthy because of my history, because of what my story is. And they've tried repeatedly to break me down, to break me, and it's just not happening. It's never happened. They've never been successful at doing that. Have they tried to chase me? Yeah, absolutely. They don't like the fact that I'm opinionated. They don't like the fact that I'm not a professional ass kisser. That's what they don't like. They don't like the fact that I'm not a do girl. I'm not a do boy. They don't like the fact that I have integrity, and they don't. They don't have any code of conduct that they adhere to. I do. And it's really just that simple. I never bragged about my criminal history. They put my criminal history out here as if to say, look, she's a criminal. Don't deal with her. Mike remembers I went back at that time when I first got doxxed. There were things and I've already said it, when I was younger, I used to fight a lot. I went back and got the case numbers and showed my audience the actual cases and what the charges were, because they were making shit up. So it was a matter of me owning what my truth is and standing in it and telling them it doesn't matter what you pull up. That's a part of my story. I'm owning it. And it's really just as simple as that. I don't believe that you're any more worthy to be on YouTube creating content than I am. It's not a glorification. My platform wasn't originated upon the glorification of dysfunction, toxicity, and criminality. And that's just the fact of the matter. It was the same thing when they found out what my real nickname was. Oh, she trying to be like Cookie off of what? A show that I've never even watched? But nonetheless, this is what they attempted to do. And then they get in their feelings when I don't fold simply because they apply pressure. No, you apply pressure, I'm going to apply pressure back. I didn't come to YouTube. Or leave an abusive, toxic marriage to come to YouTube to be bullied by any goddamn body. If I had to survive my own goddamn dysfunctional, toxic family, why the fuck would I come to YouTube and let some goddamn body cyberbully me? Are you fucking kidding me? We're going to go to war. It's really just that simple. You know? When that didn't work, okay, well, let's start going in on our kids. Let's start digging into the, mind you, initially, I didn't dox anybody in retaliation. I just dealt with it. I got fed up with the hypocrisy of people cherry picking who it was okay to dox and who it wasn't okay to dox. If you didn't like the person, it was okay to dox them. It was okay to dox their family. If you liked the person, it was a problem. And I got fed up with that shit. You dox me, I'm doxing your ass the fuck back. If I don't have your identity, you better hope I never get it, because I'm going to pay you back in kind. It's really just that simple. You know? So I'm going to feed my grandbaby. Once I feed him, we're going to get back into these receipts, but I'm just showing y'all. Okay, so everybody sees up here in the corner that is out the box, right? This is not some doctored up stuff. This is her, right? AKA Raggedy Ann. This is the email. So, mind you, had she shown me this email in the beginning, would it have made a difference? Absolutely. You know why? Because this is Crystalline apologizing to her. It's saying that she has no idea who these basically, she's telling Crystalline to basically call off the trolls. She's implying that Crystalline are sending people to attack her, right? Truce offering and final offer is what she says. So this is Crystalline right here saying, and this is Crystalline right here saying that she apologizes for losing her temper. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. Okay, she's saying that she's remorseful for losing her temper, and she's apologizing for the fact that it affected out the box negative several times. So this is after the incident in the Viper Pit. Would it have made a difference? Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the reason why she didn't show it to me. So she's saying that she's not sure if she received the emails that she sent her, basically reaching out to her. So she says she holds no ill will, and she's moving forward with her work, and she really has no wish to be in battles with women on YouTube. Okay? And it's as simple as that. That is Crystalline Carrison's signature. Okay? And this is verification that this is an actual Gmail account. So nobody's doctored anything or cooked up any receipts. Okay? This is a screenshot, right? The bottom part. Okay. I just want to show y'all I want to show y'all the bottom of it to show you this is actually her desktop here, right? All of the applications. This is a Windows desktop. You can even see her down here. Hold on. You can even see her avatar down here. Okay. This is not some doctored up receipt. This is a screenshot from her desktop. And let's scroll over till we see the date. Let me hide that because that's in the way. Give me a second. Okay. That's an actual screenshot. Taken from her desktop. That is her avatar right there. Okay. So nobody doctored up anything. Nobody fixed up anything. This is a screenshot taken from a Windows computer. And I'm basically showing you that this is an official email. And as you can see, the links and everything at that time were active. Copy watching. Okay, y'all. So that's it. I'm about to take it there. Copy watching some crazy stuff. Right now, he's watching satisfying slime ASMR, relaxing slime videos. He be watching some crazy little videos. He be sharing these little TikTok videos and stuff like that with me. But we're about to have some lunch. About to have us some chicken tacos, and I'll be back live a little bit later on because I'm going to go through some receipts with y'all because, like I said, at the end of the day, and what I'm going to do is the videos that were removed are going to be premiered on another channel once I do the editing for them, because at the end of the day, my whole thing is, why are you flagging for privacy violations if the information is inaccurate? So the fact that you flagged for privacy, we're going to assume that those are receipts are accurate, the information is true, and that the tea that was spilt is you. Okay. And that's your truth. And that's just the fact of the matter. Okay. Hey, Joe. Hey, shine bright like a diamond. Okay. So I'll see you guys in a couple of hours. Give me some time to settle him down. Hey, Tracy. If I didn't acknowledge you the first time. But yeah, we're gonna have some history lessons around here. Because it's necessary. Because what we're not going to do is we're not going to rewrite history. Okay? We're not going to rewrite history and come out here and play in the subscribers, moderators, and other content creators' faces. That's what we're not going to do. Okay? So I'll talk to you guys in a couple of hours. Go have you some lunch. Get you some fresh air. I might sit outside on the porch with Kyle for a little bit, but I'll be back in a couple of hours. Okay. And again, y'all, for my if I don't acknowledge, thank you all for sending the cash app. I get an email anytime I get a cash app, so I can see who sent it. But when you use the application on the computer, it doesn't allow you to send the emoji of acknowledgement. It just gives you the option to either refund or I think it's either refund or something else. Okay, or block the person. Okay, it doesn't give you the option to send the little emoji to acknowledge it. I have to wait for Cash App to review the information that was sent into them. I guess to verify that the new number that I have the Cash App on, for whatever reason, I keep getting an error code, even though it's giving me the option to log in. It'll give you a 6-digit code. You do that, put it in. Then it tells you to insert your 4-digit PIN. I do that, and it takes me right back to the same screen. So they have to figure out what's going on. So because I have my Cash App card, it doesn't stop me from using it. It just stops me from acknowledging it. But I wanted to thank you all that did send donations. It's greatly appreciated. Okay, so I'll catch up with you guys in a couple of hours. Peace. Oh, one more thing. Oh yeah, you know what? Before I go here, mods, can you do me a favor? Drop the link to Poetic Kel's channel, Miss Indy's channel, Darren Marion's channel, Eunice Outland channel. Princess, are you still creating content? Or having live streams or no? Let me see who else, because I'm always forgetting something. I need to write notes down. But I have totally forgot. But we want to get them, and Shady's channel. We want to get them to 1,000 subs. And STL, drop the link to your channel. Six Figures, can you grab those for me? I'll play a little outro to give you time to be able to do it. Okay? So that's hold on. That's let me make sure. Hold on, let's go through I can play a little intro song while we go out to give y'all time to do that, because I'm getting ready to fix his food. Or if we both getting ready to eat. That's STL, drop your link. Miss Indy, Poetic Kells, Shady, and Princess X. Do you still have content? Am I forgetting anybody? Somebody else's channel I was supposed to be plugging. God damn it. Because I always forget. I'm like, damn. I forgot. I'm gonna try to get them to 1,000, so you can support other. You don't have to stop running up behind these big content creators trying to kiss their behinds, and support other content creators. All the more so your sisters. When they doing stuff. I love you, bro. The same way you got to support your sisters, the same way they do this, they jump on when a new peen come into the space. If Six Figures is still in the chat, can you grab those things for me? I'll play a little outro song before we close. Brand, I'm gonna hit you up. Once I get caught situated, I'm gonna hit you up.
Worry about where you may be. Feels like I've been here. Stressing the things that I can't see. Where do you go?
Like that song,
Kai? Do
hey.
without me.
Hey, the Queen Rules.
Without me.
She's like one of my favorite artists.
I'm not okay.
I like music and the artists that have meaning to the music. Like her, I like Adele. Of course, I love the Queen, MJB, Mary J. Blige. I like Keisha Cole. I'm not really a fan of K. Michelle. I like real, it has to be real music. If it don't stir my spirit, it just don't. Nah, I'm good.
Trust in you, trust in me. Feel a little heavy. Holding on to something that I don't need. I've been going through it. Yeah, I'm going through it. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. No.
Dahlia like music. Yeah. And listen, Sunshine and her brothers probably in there tearing it downstairs up. They bad. They at the age where they're just bad. You know, climbing on. I told you I made them a scratching post. And they mom still. I leave food outside for her, but I gotta be careful because, you know, Philadelphia has a problem with raccoons. So you might go out there. You go out there at nighttime and you thinking that's a damn house cat. Until they turn around and you see them goddamn eyes, and it stand up on his hind legs. Listen, I don't mess around. Raccoons is some scary looking things, and in Philadelphia, they as big as goddamn koala bears, and it's like a problem with them. You know what I'm saying? Because the amount of abandoned houses that they have, it's a problem with them joints. Because they get up in different crawl spaces and shit. I remember, you know how many times I done thought it was a damn cat, and then stand into that motherfucker stand up on his hind legs. Oh hell no, I ain't messing with nothing that got claws that damn long. Okay. What? Dancing. Hey. Miss Eunice, just so you got STL, Miss Indy, Darren Marion, Princess X. Who else did I see? I think Mr. Somebody got to say this shit. I seen him in the chat earlier. Who the hell else was I supposed to be channel? And Poetic Helps. But I think y'all already got her. All right. So I see you guys maybe about 3 or 4 o'clock. All right. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Bye. Say bye. See you later. They can't see you, boo. Say see you later. Yeah. All right. What? I see. He dancing, y'all. All right. Peace.